Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Resident Evil Zero. So, we took the cable car across the chasm to this area that's called the factory. And by far, the factory, I would say, is probably like the shortest portion of this game because even though it only has like a couple of levels that we can explore as Rebecca, we really only need like two key items. So, once we pick up these items here, we're going to take the mini elevator back down to the second level that I was on before I came back up to the save room. This place, like I said, is really small. It's just the place where you're basically picking up items that you're probably going to need once we get out of the factory. And we're really like two steps away from the end game level, which is a water treatment plant, which is right after this one. Regardless of whether or not you pick up the key, two hunters are still going to come around the corner. I'm kind of proud of myself that I still have rounds left, but then again, when I was playing as Billy and I fought those two other hunters, I did not use a grenade launcher to get rid of them because I didn't have it at the time. Rebecca was holding on to it and I was using the shotgun. This preview of the tyrant here, he kind of looks like the tyrant that you fight at the end of Resident Evil 1. And I guess it makes sense because he's called a prototype tyrant. And I think the tyrant in Resident Evil 1 was also a prototype as well. And they hadn't quite gotten down the Nemesis tyrant yet. Speaking of Nemesis, in the last video, one of our subscribers, Killer, was talking about a fan theory where a lot of people believe that Billy is Nemesis, which means that after he and Rebecca part ways, he's captured by Umbrella and entered into their Nemesis project, which I think is really sad to end for him. I like to think that he's still okay and that he's just in hiding somewhere. But if that's the case, if the devs come out and say, yeah, Billy was Nemesis this whole time, I think that would like blow a lot of people's minds. My mind especially. Before we take the docking elevator down to the bottom floor, we're going to save first and then just make sure that we have everything I need. So if you had dropped your magnum ammo in this area just because you didn't want to risk accidentally using it, go ahead and pick it up. If you hadn't picked up the grenades, go ahead and pick those up and reload your grenade launcher if you have it, of course. If you don't have it, just hold on to the grenades and give them when you see Billy next, or switch out with Billy and get the grenade launcher and just give him whatever you don't want to carry anymore.
shoot! You're alive.
Are you okay, Rebecca?
Where is everybody?
They should have arrived here before me. Haven't you seen them? That's unfortunate. If we go straight from here, we should arrive at an old mansion which Umbrella uses for research. Come on, let's go.
Wait! I've got to find Billy.
Billy Cohen? You mean you found that criminal?
Yes, but we got separated and...
No point worrying about him. He won't make it. Come on, let's go.
Sir, please. I need to find him. Don't worry, I'll catch up with you.
Rebecca... All right. Just be careful.
I never saw him again.
It's really sad that only just a handful of survivors from the STARS team basically made it out of the Arklay Mountains, the Spencer Mansion, and surrounding facilities relatively unharmed. And I say that with the hugest quotation marks that I could possibly find. Because, I mean, obviously they have PTSD from having to kill their friends who turned into zombies and just like all the monstrosities that were there, you know? But it's also like, it kind of proves that Umbrella was right that the T virus is an effective means for like a conquering army because they can just drop the T virus in and then essentially like they did in Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3, nuke a place from orbit.
What is that?
This fight with the prototype tyrant is actually fairly easy. You know, you're just basically running around in a circle, uh, getting close enough to him that he'll just try to swipe at you with his normal hand, and not too far that he'll do that, his jumping leap swipe. And so I made a mistake of quite a few times getting stuck in corners and going into a corner where he's in a blind spot where I can't see what he's doing. I can't see if he was going to do a running leap, you know, like he's been doing. And so I spent a lot of time on this fight, like at least a good few 5 or 6 more times that I fought him before I finally defeated him. And while I was doing that, I had swapped to Rebecca's cowgirl outfit because I was just like, maybe this will give me the confidence and the boost, the skill boost to defeat Nemesis. And no, it didn't. Once you pick up the magnum ammo that's here in the corner, just be careful because there's a hunter on this floor. There's only one, but he's going to come barreling at you from out of camera view. And if you're on danger like me, that means that if he kills you, you're going to have to do the prototype tyrant fight all over again. You're gonna have to pick up the key to unlock the elevator and everything. So I'm extremely lucky that he missed me when he was like doing his little leap slash. I'm really glad that I'm playing this game on normal mode and not professional mode because in professional mode they limit the amount of items that you get. So you're not going to get a lot of ink ribbons. You're not going to get a lot of like healing items or ammo even. And you really have to consolidate your items and not waste it, which I know that I wasted it, but I know that's because I can afford to waste it on normal mode because there will be some later that I can always use to replenish what I currently have. But on professional, that's not the case. So I am extremely glad because I probably would have walked down that hallway and there wouldn't have been any healing items at the end for me if I was playing this on professional. I would have just had to have suffered until I found like some healing items in the next area.
Playtime is over. You and your friends no longer amuse me. Good riddance. Now nothing will stop me from getting my revenge.
We're glad to see that Billy's okay, but he's been washed further into the treatment plant, so now we have to figure a way to get to him. The only way that we can really do that is to take an elevator down, but the elevator we came into only stops at this floor. So that means there's another elevator that's located close by that will take us further down. But the one that's here is out of power. So now we have to figure out a way to get power to the service elevator as well as other areas that we need to go to in order to find Billy. So we're actually going to have to figure that out in the next video. Like I said, this video is a little bit shorter than the others. It's not the full hour or full 45 minutes that I usually do. And that's just because I wanted to have the factory be its own video. Because the factory, as you see, is only really like 30 minutes long. There's not like anything special that's going on besides the cutscenes. You're just literally going from one floor to the next floor and just grabbing the keys that have been dropped on the floor. So with that, I wanted to try to have the treatment plant as its own video because I knew that the treatment plant was going to be a little bit longer than the factory, not as long as the training facility, probably on par in terms of length as the laboratory, so we can probably get it done in an hour, maybe 2 hours, which is probably like two more videos or so after here that I am going to tentatively say two because sometimes it ends up being one and sometimes it ends up just being like 2.5 videos, because I mess up a whole lot or I'm having a lot of trouble with just puzzles in the game itself. So with that, I leave you with my thank yous for joining us on this video and my goodbyes, and I will see you in the next one. You guys have a good day. Bye!